Ice
I'm
train.
talking about Wizzy Winkles or whatever the nickname for the Nuggets is.
I'll talk about balls and peeing all I want.
The fuck are you talking about?
Nobody knows, but I'm around. I'm gonna allow it. Nice. That was a good pass there, guy. To absolutely nobody. Good pass there, partner. Oh, third stringers.
Make sure we have all the T's dotted and the I's crossed.
Nice.
What?
Oh, that didn't sound good.
It gave me a penalty for ignoring track limits when I was clearly within the fucking track limits.
Well, despite our usual, we're gonna go with the military veteran instead of waste of skin. So, no BO4 runs this time, Jazzy. We are gonna go straight ham on this motherfucker.
Do it.
Do
No balls.
it.
Damn it.
And here we go. I had to delete one of my characters then.
Who'd you delete?
Pineapple-headed mofo.
I deleted Uncle Gargamel. Oh my god! Well, I have him saved in my favorites, so I've got the look saved whenever I want him.
What? I bricked a dunk, dude. Wow, that's interesting.
What did you do?
I bricked a dunk. It went
Nice.
sky high.
I don't know how, but the guy in first place
Was a penis?
did not make pit stop.
Interesting.
He's got a better fuel strategy than you, Jazzy. Ooh.
Or
Well,
tire
he's-
strategy.
Or that.
Now, let's begin the transfusion.
That's not a strategy, it's kind of my point. That's just luck.
Whatever happens,
Or that.
you may think it all a mere bad dream.
Oh, okay. God, Moody, you suck.
Alright, so I rotated back out to fourth place. But the guy in front has to pit. There's no way he's doing this race on one set of tires.
Did you say that now, Mank?
The guy in second did it, was smart.
Get early?
Yeah, he went to the pits a lap before the leaders.
Jesus Christ, really? Thank you.
You found yourself a hunter.
Alrighty. First thing we gotta do is take all this horse shit off.
Ah! Son of a donkey ball.
Don't want to keep it. Nah, they suck. Yeah, we're good. Now let's see if Elden Ring wasted me at all. Let's get a decent look at her character first. That's not bad. It's about what I was going for.
Luka the Doncic. Blizzard. Blocked again. Damn it.
Oh god.
God,
I actually
really?
fucking died. That sucks.
Everybody having shit luck tonight?
Oh, come on, guys. Play some freaking defense. Man, what the ass?
No, the guy did the whole fucking thing. He did not make a pit stop.
Damn.
Yep.
Does that mean you could have done the same?
Sure, but I don't know how, because fuel economy wise, the guy got off to a really fast start.
Okay.
And so you have to set your fuel map, because... Hold on. The most... I don't know how he did it, unless he did the entire race at fuel map 6, which is really low power. And he should have been caught by now. And he remains 30 seconds ahead of the leaders.
Hey, I got a quadruple double there, buddy.
Nice.
You got a quadruple duple?
Quadruple double. Rabbit. 35 points, 19 rebounds, 20 assists, and 10 blocks. Almost got 20 rebounds. Almost.
Douche. Man, I think that's the first time I've died to that guy in a long time.
Wait, overall... What? Oh, wow, okay. That's how you do that. Okay. Okay. So, Jazz, are you focusing? Okay.
Yep.
Right. Huh. Interesting.
Tag, hey, how's it going,
no, you're
man?
Fine. Take your time.
Looking forward to this. I haven't played Bloodborne before. Oh, welcome, man. Well, you are in the right place, because I know just about everything there is to know about this game.
Wow.
I mean, am I lying?
No. No. Just saying.
Pause
I
for
might know
dramatic
something.
effect.
Yeah,
Oh my
right.
god, what was that?
I might know something.
Had you been
No, I don't
watching
know
any of
anything.
the Elden streams and stuff like that, dude? Like, do you have a general knowledge of how FromSoft games
Alright.
typically work?
Finished 25 seconds behind the leader.
That's how I feel in Dark Souls 1. I know more... Ah, gotcha. Okay.
But I gotta say, though, getting my ass punted that first corner, ending up in the gravel, and then coming back to take fourth,
Good.
that's not too shabby. Phil, you there?
Oh, cool. He dropped another blood vial. I've been in the Elden streams, but my chat messages haven't been showing up. Oh, that's weird. Oh, no shit. I didn't know that. Wow. That's so weird that your messages haven't been showing up. Yo, what's up, Clem?
Hey, Clem!
So this is the first skill check in the game. This is actually the first dude. What a dick. Okay.
Gonna make you
This is the dude that taught me how to play the game. I spent literally hours just killing this boss, or, well, more accurately, dying over and over. Before eventually getting to the point where I could kill him relatively easily. And that kind of started me into the whole Bloodborne combat thing. The specters... So there's two different specters. So there's the death animation of the previous guy who came through here. And then occasionally you'll just see, like, the dudes in white are just players that have gone through here recently. But yeah, so the bloodstains are the red ones.
Alright.
Alright, so what were you gonna say, Keeler?
About...
You were about to say something, and I was on the last series of...
Oh, yes, thank you.
And that's your upgrade material right there.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, when you get to 95 in the My Team shit or whatever that we're doing, so I maxed out. I eventually got 6 more whatever upgrade points so I could upgrade, because I had all the money in the world at that point. I was just kind of accumulating it to spend on like clothes or whatever, but I didn't spend all of it. So I got those last 6, upgraded, got to 95. Now, right after that, I just played a game, and what happens is it judges you based off of that game that you just played. It's like, what was your rating? My rating was, it goes up to 100. My rating was a 99.9, which I think is probably the highest that it can go. I mean, I got to quadruple double, right? Anyway, so then it's like, okay, now your new rating is, and it's like this kind of like slot machine looking thing. It's like your new rating is 95.3. So I think that's how you build up to like 99.
Interesting.
See what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. It's real weird. But I was like, how do I make up those 4 points? You know what I mean? So I was like, this is how you do it. You just keep playing, you know, a few games until you level up again, basically.
Gotcha. Okay. Good. Well, now you know. Are you done with the game? Did you finish that particular game?
Yes.
All right, now go change your things.
I'm trying to, and I'm trying to find it, and I'm gonna go to my...
Oops. Keep pressing the wrong goddamn button, because...
Endorsements, skill boost... No. Clear, no. Right. I thought there was a my team or something.
It's not my team.
My minutes?
It's... Yes.
There you go. My minutes. Okay. Well... Okay. Alright. Who the hell are these people? Wow, that dude's 7'2". Oh, damn. Mercer, okay. That was Josh Green.
Oh, come on. Thank you. It's nice to have the weapon transformed the way I wanted it to. Oh, what do we got? Uploading episode 12. Nice. Force pull. Tags playing Star Wars. My friend enjoys that game. Last game they gave me was NFL 2K22. Not football game, so the code went to waste. Fun Souls-esque game. Combat got better when I got these staff. Yeah, I heard that the that Star Wars game, you know, took a few hints from Soulsborne. Stairs are dangerous in FromSoft. Yeah, no, this is like your first skill check in the game. This is basically... What's your timer, sweetie?
Thank you.
This is your ad management, like being able to handle many enemies at once. And there's ways that you can handle it. Like one of the items that you have... Oh, not that. That would be down here. The pebbles, you can throw it at dudes. To kind of pull individuals away. It's honestly a waste because like the enemies have a proximity thing to where if you get close enough they'll turn around, so as long as you like creep up on them slowly you can pull them away one at a time without having to, you know, find pebbles.
Kill, did he get it worked out?
Yep. Good thing. Juice.
Making sure I'm not missing something. This is one of those games where there's usually there a lot of times there's shit behind boxes and stuff. Like these boxes, which is a shortcut.
What's behind the box?
What's behind the box?
What's the box, Cooney? What's the box? Nothing! Nobody? Yeah, I'm dating myself on that reference.
Yep.
Fuck all of y'all. You know
I'm
it
just
too,
watching
bitch.
the replay here.
Clem says hi, Jazz, and kill him.
Hey,
What up,
Clem.
Clembitis. Oh, I won a free tattoo. Cool. Yay. That's fun. I'll be sure never to use that.
Clem says hi, Mizzy.
Hi, Clem.
Hey, babe, what's up, dude?
Oh, B joined. Hi, B.
Welcome, welcome. Yeah, this is your fault, by the way. You got me thinking about Bloodborne earlier today, and I was like, shit, I want to create a new character. Plus, I figured it was good timing because I've been running. Because I still jump on Bloodborne pretty regularly. I'll just go and beat up on skin flaps, like help others, get past him because he's one of the more rage-inducing bosses early game that I can kill basically in 3 shots. So I just beat up on him, and I've been seeing a lot of dudes playing lately, and I think part of that is because they're coming over from Elden Ring. They're just starting to finish up and shit, and they're trying out other FromSoft games. And I mean, there's the obvious analog, which is Dark Souls 3, which is probably the closest to Elden Ring. But Bloodborne is a little bit different. It's a little bit different setting, so it's kind of refreshing, I think. So I've been seeing a lot of people come over. One dude was actually named the Tarnished Lord. I saw him. He was helping people too. On a couple of them, ran into each other a couple of times. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just create a new character. And if somebody's happens upon the stream that's coming over from Elden Ring, then they might get a few pointers. Elden Ring may have a silver lining. What's the silver lining? Is it something you've mentioned before? I've been hanging in your stream. Oh yeah. Tag apparently has a problem. Like his shit's not showing up. What a dick! Look at that. That dog just ran into that shit like a dumbass.
Pokashevsky.
And this is a huge up for you to grow an audience as the Sherpa for Bloodborne. Get on that. Oh yeah, absolutely. Even my Elden Ring content has been killing. Yeah. I see a lot of there's a lot of people doing TikToks on Elden Ring and stuff like that. I mean, that's basically all I see whenever I go on TikTok. So yeah, it's definitely competitive. The dog looks... I mean, all the dogs in all of FromSoft's games are about the same. I'm trying to decide which way to... I think I'll go up here, because you get one of the first good armor pieces up here. I usually don't go this way. Because there's a lot of ways to get into, the same places in this particular area. Did that motherfucker follow me? He sounds close.
Oh, good shot.
Elden Ring is certainly a saturated market. TikTok is lit. Yeah. It's ways to scroll. Right. This game looks how I remember Demon Souls. Are you trying to say it looks old? I mean, it definitely doesn't look like Elden Ring, but like, come on, look at the view. God. See, this is my kind of scape right here. Like, the Elden Ring is definitely impressive. They did a really good job building the world, but this is a world I would live in. Tag's like, finally I'm not a ghost.
So what'd you do to fix it, Tag?
Oh no, he's in my stream. Apparently he's having trouble getting his comments shown on B's stream. But like, since B and Tag are here, they can actually talk, I guess.
Shit.
Oh, look at you! He's angry! Mm-hmm. Can't be angry now, 'cause you did. gorgeous. Better art style and the audio than Elden Ring. Elden Ring just had better resolution. Yeah, that's true. I mean, oh, this is such a gorgeous. It's so detailed, like all the shit that's on the ground and stuff. It's just like it's easy to see why somebody who likes the whole gothic Victorian bullshit would be interested. And that's how quickly, by the way, parries happen in fucking Bloodborne. I didn't even see that shit and I parried him. Oh, also, you gain fucking health back.
Are you trying to get me to play?
No, I'm just gooing over a couple of things that I like that Bloodborne does that Elden doesn't. Suba, do you struggle moving through Elden Ring with the addition of the jump? I find from playing other Souls game, I forgot to travel vertically in Elden Ring way too often. No, I mean, I got used to the jumping pretty quickly. Like, I mean, it just, you know, it becomes like any other combat / traversal mechanic where you just, you know, it just becomes another tool in your kit. So these rats will actually occasionally drop poison knives, but it's not really worth it. You get a whole bunch later. You heal. No. So you don't heal on parries specifically. The way the game works is when you take damage, the bar will move, but your health won't actually go down immediately. You'll have, I think, 3 to 5 seconds, and when you do an attack, or especially when you hit an enemy in that time, you can gain some or all of that health back. If you get hit like immediately before doing a parry, sorry, fucking alarm still wants to go off. If you get hit and then immediately after do a parry, you'll regain all that health. So it's a great way to have to encourage being aggressive. It's also a very risk-reward thing because you need to know when it's worth going in for extra attacks and when it's worth backing off and healing. Elden Ring had that healing. I can heal when I kill. Oh yeah, I did get. There's an item that does that, but it doesn't do nearly as much. Here you can go all the way from full health to 10 health and then heal your entire health bar back just by pulling off a parry. I don't remember what the Millennia Great Rune did. I don't know if I even activated that one. Oh, pro tip, by the way. Ambush. And here's the first piece of armor. Just for killing anything. I don't know if I have that. Because I got the thing that when you, it's one of the blade talismans. Because there's a red which I think heals you when you pull off a critical attack, and then the blue which heals or it raises your FP when you pull off a critical attack. I didn't know there was another one that does that. Tower is at the divine. Oh, of course it is. I didn't explore Lydell or whatever it's called a whole lot. I kind of was just running through there to get through it. Less reliant on shields in Elden Ring due to your Bloodborne experience. For the most part, I do like to play aggressively, but no. I use shields when it's appropriate, and it's more just about engaging your enemy than anything else. Because, like, some dudes, it's better to use your shield than not to. Especially in, like, the dungeons. Like, one of the things I did that made the dungeons a whole hell of a lot easier, and I think it took Ghidorah, actually. I think it was... Yeah, it took Ghidorah, because Ghidorah is the one where I maxed out my Great Shield. But like, if you didn't just keep holding that Great Shield up and put Barricade on, it'll absorb basically everything. And so, like, you know, playing like that with the shield a little bit more... It came pretty intuitively. I didn't have too much of a problem getting used to using the shield.
So I'm going to do a different race qualifying right now.
Oh, I forgot about that guy. Douche.
You are.
You are. You are.
You are.
You are.
That asshole. I don't even know why I'm bothering with these guys. If anyone ends up playing Bloodborne, by the way, the best thing you can do is this fucking transform attack that I've been doing. It's great for dealing with multiple enemies. And it probably does like one of the highest DPSs in the game. I'm using the saw. What the hell is it called? Because I don't ever use this. The saw cleaver. There you go. I'm using the saw cleaver because it's the closest thing to what we're actually going to be getting here in a minute. Which is going to be eventually the main weapon that I use for pretty much the rest of the game. Aside from if I just want to dick around with some other stuff. Did you find the sword in Elden Ring? Which sword? I mean, there's a lot of swords. Oh, it's called the Mantis. I don't think I found that one. The tree spirits felt cut and paste from Dark Souls. The Asylum
shit is this
me
guy?
as the first boss until they use their magic and pissed me off the first time. I'm gonna at least try Bloodborne and DS1 again. Cool. Silver lining is that I need to take breaks, right? I'm Sprinter, yeah. Is being forced to distance run. So exactly like my track coach did. Elden Ring has just one like it. It's called the Mantis Sword. No, you're good, Clem. No, I don't remember the Mantis Sword. I don't think I got it, but I mean, I didn't use every sword in the game. If you want any tips for Dark Souls 1. Oh yeah, that's gonna be Tag's territory. This Bloodborne is my territory. Tag can have DS1. Still not quite sure, by the way, what kind of build I'm doing. I mean, I have a pretty good idea. I'm either going strength or strength, and there is no dex here. Skill. And I like having skill because it makes parries deal a lot more damage, and then it makes thrusting weapons or any kind of thrust damage do a lot more damage.
Turned on.
Kind of like how intelligence leveled up your katana. But yeah, I do like to parry a lot. It's not like my main thing in this game. You know, it's kind of situational depending on the enemies, but DS is slow as hell compared to Elden Ring.
Aha.
What'd you get?
Blocked.
Alright, so this is the first shortcut. This goes back to the... oh, duh. This goes back to the courtyard we were just at. Alright, gate. This gate is the most dramatic thing in the game. Alright, so there's that fountain where we fought the troll and the dogs and stuff. And then... NPC action. Is there a timing mechanic behind those shots for the parry system? Yes. The timing is you hit them as closely as you possibly can before they hit you. That's all that's required for the timing in Bloodborne. Now, some of the bosses have more leeway than others, and some bosses or a lot of enemies in general. There's enemies, there's bosses that you can't pistol parry like that, but it's very intuitive. It's like if it's human sized, you can parry it regardless of whatever the attack is. If it's not, if it's like giant size, then you're not going to be able to parry. They have weak points that you can target instead. So, like, I see a lot of people in this game have trouble with the monster-sized dogs. Like, there's a demon fire dog in the dungeons. A lot of people have trouble with them, but if it's got any kind of legs, like large, lanky legs thing, you can pretty much keep it in stagger check because, like, you can go one by one. Mess up each leg, that'll stagger them, go to another leg, that'll stagger them, and just go around the monster until it's dead. Go straight arcane for Rivers of Blood. It scores harder than Dex, yeah. I would, if I got, and I'm sure I'll come back to Elden, well, I'm going to finish it first, but I'm sure after I finish it, I'll come back to it and try some other stuff and maybe do like a straight arcane. But yeah, that's probably what I'll do is I'll go for some of those more occult type things than just like a mage kinda. So yeah, I would definitely probably make arcane, and like Rivers of Blood like kind of my next build thing. I think there's a couple other weapons that were interesting that scale with Dex. Or not Dex, sorry, that scale with arcane that I would like to try.
And beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box.
You still racing, Jazz?
Yep.
It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs. And when Daddy forgets us, we play for him so he remembers. Mum says silly running off without it.
This is probably one of the saddest things in this
My mum
game.
wears a red jeweled brooch.
Oh, a red jeweled brooch. Let's look for that red jeweled brooch. I'm sure we won't find it though. Okay, shut up. I already talked to you. Why am I going?
Are you still Diabloing?
Yes.
I've been building Dex Faith and not enjoying it. I don't recommend it at all. Well, yeah, I mean, they say, like, the mage, like, the magic builds are OP, but, like, you have to pump so much into so many different things. Like, you're gonna, I would imagine you would struggle for a while. By the way, if you come through this area, fight the humanitarian urge and just kill all the dogs. It'll save you so much trouble later. Because if you just leave them and you run by, they'll all come out all at once. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is get the big shortcut. That way, if we happen to die, we can come right back. When you kill Rykard, you'll be happy with Faith. His blade murdered God. Oh, nice. Oh, so you did kill him. I did catch some of that stream. I was awake shortly after, and I saw that you were streaming, but I was getting ready and going to work and stuff like that. But I did come back and watch some of that later. So yeah, that blasphemous blade looks cool as shit. Like, I really wanted to try that, but I had already respect like all of my faith and stuff out, and I did not want to put it back. And I didn't feel like trying to, spend the next several hours getting that to the point where I could use a single weapon. I attack faster than you, buddy. Sorry. Unfortunately, I didn't record Godfrey. I was sulking alone, hating the fight, and then his blade is murdered. Ruined great swords. Actually, art is better in general fights. You attacking people in wheelchair? Oh, dude, that motherfucker in the wheelchair has a hand cannon. What are you kidding me? Don't be fooled. I'm holding hope for that blade. I've been running bleed claws in the meantime. Yeah. I ended up creating like a dual dagger thing, which is kind of fun. I just never use it. Hey, here's one of the cool NPCs in the game. Actually, after you beat Gascoigne, you can come back to him and he'll give you a fucking flamethrower. Which, if you're trying to go for an arcane build in Bloodborne, that's, you know, definitely something you want to get.
Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done.
Oh, you know what? Since we're over here, let's go talk to Yosefka. Because she's going to turn into an imposter soon, and I want to talk to the real Yosefka for a minute. The problem is that the best fight for daggers, the ability to impale you when you get close, right? That's, I mean, you can get the, I think I did end up getting the blade that Teach has that causes bleed, like, you know, it does that, you know, big air attack, the air slice thing, and that causes bleed that Teach does. But it, you know, of course, scales with faith, or whatever.
Are you out on the hunt?
Alright, I named one of my tarantulas after this chick, by the way.
I cannot open this door. I am Yosefka. The patients here in my clinic must not be exposed to infection.
Oh yeah, nice.
I know that you hunt for us, for our town, but I'm sorry.
Right, way better, right? I would imagine.
This is all that I can do.
It's supposed to be one of the best weapons in the game.
Now, go.
If you talk to her too many times, she'll get pissed.
And eat you.
Yeah, remember, by the way, that she can't open the door. Like, she wants us to leave. Because that changes after we kill Gascoigne. The nerds hate it, so it must be dope, right? Actually, I'm gonna heal because I get 3 vials from these guys, but I don't really need them right now anyway. Oh, you know what? I can get up here. We're actually right next to the first optional boss, which we're not going to do right now, because we're going to finish exploring the area first, and then use all the cold blood dues like this to level up a lot. So that's why I basically don't ever go back to the Hunter's Dream, like, until I've gone through basically this entire area. I don't hate on how people like to play. I hate on invaders who cheese you with it to ruin people's day. Go get your rocks off somewhere. Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. It is a thing. Now, thankfully, Bloodborne doesn't have too many places where, I mean, I think you have to be... I think you're safe until you reach, like, level 20, 25. It might even be higher than that. But basically, you can't be invaded until you reach a certain level. So I think it's somewhere around 25. And even then, like, you still have to be, you know, like, you're not, you need a bell to resonate in this game, just period, for the most part, aside from a couple very specific exceptions. But basically, if you're trying to summon help, that's when you can get invaded, or if there happens to be a bell ringing woman around, and there's only a couple of areas in the game where there's just naturally a bell ringing woman, and those are both, like, way later in the game. Like, it's not early on. So the only time you're going to get invaded is if you're still kind of in the mid-early part of the game and you're trying specifically to summon help. That's the only time. And nobody probably by now is going to be invading those areas. That's totally fair to hate. If we are agreeing to Gentleman's Battle, square up. Right. Yeah, well, I mean, there's definitely a, there's definitely a culture, because you're supposed to do, like, you're supposed to square up and do a gesture, and then if you get super meta with it, you're not even supposed to heal. Like, it's supposed to be just the first one to die. But a lot of people don't follow that, and a lot of people don't gesture either, so, I mean, it kind of just depends. But also, now that Elden is so mainstream, it blew the fuck up. Basically everybody's playing it, so like you're gonna get all of the people that games like Bloodborne and Dark Souls were weeding out because Elden's so much more accessible. So you're gonna get a lot more of the douches.
Killer, you playing Elden Ring?
No, he's playing basketball.
If Invader bows to me, that's all fair. Nope, don't know any safe places, lady. Now here's a movie mistake that I see all the time, and I think people do this on purpose, but they're wrong. Is what it is. All right, so this is Eileen, and she's one of the coolest NPCs in the game, and a lot of people come up and kill her for her weapons, because she has like these really light, really fast dual blades that she throws around. And I see a lot of people using that against like BSB, Bloodstar Beast, Skin Flaps. And the only way to get those weapons,
friends, see y'all tomorrow.
All right, take care, Jazzy.
Later.
But yeah, the only way to get those weapons that early is to kill her straight off. But that like screws up a whole bunch of quests and a whole bunch of really cool items, like if you can pull it off. So don't kill Eileen. She's all right.
And an outsider. What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights, here to welcome the new hunter. Prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now.
Dude, I just realized how covered in blood I was.
Still lingering about.
Always exhaust their dialogue, people.
A hunter unnerved by a few beasts. No matter. Without fear in our hearts, we're a little different from the beasts themselves. What are you still doing here? Enough trembling in your boots. A hunter must hunt.
A hunter must hunt. Alright, so we're about to get the best weapon in the game. This early, by the way. It's not that one. It's not this one. It's this one. Never parry, by the way, when your enemy is uphill, because it'll screw up the proximity. You won't pull off the parry. Yeah, yeah. I remember you getting to this place.
Alright.
Because you have to go up and down the stairs over here like 5 times in order to get everything.
Yes.
Jazzy left me.
Oh, okay. Bye, Jazz. Bye, Yazzicles.
And because we're gonna have to go up and down all this shit so many times, we're killing all the enemies. You underestimate my power. Yeah, it's funny because it doesn't do that downhill. Like, you'll still be in proximity if the enemy is downhill. But if you're uphill, the best thing to do, because it gives you a second before you have to land the parry or it won't let you, is you can get closer and get next to them. Because if you're on the same step, like, area, then you're cool. But if he's above you... That actually is going to trigger this douche over here, so we're going to go back and wait. Sup, douche? You can pretty much always attack faster than your enemies, by the way. Obi-Wan is upset about that mechanic.
What up? Sorry.
And that's how you do that. Oh, it's cool, by the way, because all of the dudes that shoot at you give you bullets. That is actually a 100% guarantee. There are certain enemies that will always drop you shit. That's actually one of the reasons why I've been killing all those standing werewolf guys, is because they always drop you something. Most of the time it's health, but they'll occasionally drop you other shit. And here's a nice little shortcut. You're not saving yourself much time, but enough. Alright, there's this thing right here. Actually... fuck it, let's get it now. Bloodstone shard. Yeah, we're gonna be using those here in just a minute. Oh, I forgot about this guy. There's nothing else down here. That you can get to anyway. Oh, and sadly, there's no backstabs. You can't just walk up behind somebody and trigger the backstab. You actually have to do a charge attack, and that's only going to be on human-ish enemies. Did you pick up the weapon you cut down? No, I did not. We are getting that right meow. That's it right there. And since they didn't see me, we're going to equip it. See, it's the same thing, but it deals fucking thrust damage. And everything in the game is weak to thrust damage. Plus, by the way, it's one of the few weapons that gives you a double charge attack. And what's the reason, by the way, that I used Ludwig's, or the Holy Moonlight Sword, by the way, because that's in this game, is in base form, not only can you do the double charge attack, but if you're parrying, like if you're backstabbing with it, it'll give you 2 opportunities to backstab. So the first one will put them in the staggered backstab stance, but instead of, you know, actually parrying them, you pull off the second swing. But because they're in a staggered stance, that second swing does double damage, and then you still get to pull off the parry. Does the point of the weapon do extra damage? Yes, since it's thrust. It does do extra damage. And it's pretty much the same... it pretty much operates. It's a little bit different, but it's pretty much the same. Alright, and here is where we're going to get our first main thing. Alright, this right here, Madman's Knowledge. So now that we have the Madman's Knowledge, we're going to go ahead and pop this. Oh, I already had one. Damn, okay. Boom. Now that we have... you can't see it because my fucking picture is blocking it. But now that we have one insight, we can actually awaken the doll and start leveling now. Also, because we have one insight, there's a shop in the Hunter's Dream that opens up and allows you to buy shit with insight. Alright, let's get the other item, which isn't interesting, but, you know, we might as well get everything. Damn, none of these guys drop throwing knives. Okay. Bloodstone shard. Actually, you know what? That was interesting. We do need the bloodstone shards. Some of the enemies, including the standing werewolf guys, will actually drop the bloodstone shards. So if you're really trying to level up quickly, you know, it might be worth it. I think we're done up there. But yeah, if you're trying to level up quickly, it might actually be worth farming some of them. The big dork in the beginning that I had mentioned, I spent hours, like he was my tutorial basically. He'll actually drop you your first, the hell is it called? Blood gem, which is basically a weapon upgrade. It's not really worth having immediately because you don't have the tool to equip your weapons with blood gems yet, but it's still kind of cool that he gives it to you. Is it this one? Nope. Oh man, I'm slipping. It's the one down here. It's an ambush, but it's also, I think, a bloodstone. Yep, bloodstone shard. Alright, so we're gonna go up here to activate the elevator. We'll leave Piggy alone and come from the backside to take care of him. Thank you. Ooh, some cookies. That little move that I did, by the way, is called a blood tap. Basically, I used some of my health to give me some extra bullets.
He just got peanut butter cookies, so you may be nibbling on Mike.
Alright, so Gascoigne's right up there. I'll show you how to take care of these punks. Because two of these guys at once can be kind of difficult. Just like that. And you get all this cool shit. Those those bolt hunters marks, by the way, are really, really helpful. Because when you find an area that you want to farm for like blood or souls or whatever, you basically will reload the area without losing your blood echoes. Alright, here's Piggy. And I think he actually drops something useful. This is how you handle this guy. Well, not like that. But you basically get behind him and charge attack. If you can. Never mind. Close quarters. He didn't want to stagger. Saw Hunter badge lets you buy all of the starter weapons. Because when you start the game, it gives you a choice between a cane whip thing, an axe, and the saw cleaver. And you can only choose one of them. By the way, for the pistol, it's either the pistol or the blunderbuss. The blunderbuss has a wider range, but it's slower, and it's really shit if you're trying to parry. So I pretty much never get the blunderbuss. Oh wow, we actually that boulder left some of these guys alive. Well, let's take care of that.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, which dude did I start with? I think I started as the veteran. So usually I do Waste of Skin, which is a BL4, and it gives you almost nothing of anything. But this time I'm actually playing legit, so we're gonna completely wreck this game. Because me playing normally, it's just ridiculous. So, but if you're trying to replicate, you know, what I'm doing, then I picked the military veteran, who gives you strength and skill. So I think there's one better. I can't remember which, but one of them has a little bit more strength, vitality, endurance. If you want to go for a pure strength build, but I like going quality build, which is high skill and high strength. I'll typically focus first more on strength, but you know, I don't have a specific, you know, path in mind. I just kind of level based as I see fit. Alright, so we're actually going to go back to the Hunter's Dream and level up now. Assuming we don't die. What a dick. Ooh, shiny coins. Who the fuck? Oh, it's gotta be on the bridge. Quality is always my first playthrough from games. It's an old habit. Dude, it's also the best way to play. If it's your first playthrough, I always recommend going quality build. Because you'll have the most opportunity to use the most weapons. Like, if you know exactly what you're going to be using and what you want to do, then yeah, go a specific build to maximize that, you know, if that's, you know, because that'll help you. But, like, if you're just starting out, I'm telling you, the stats don't matter nearly as much as you think it does. Quality in Elden Ring? Probably... I don't know. It's just more fun. Yeah, experimenting. That's part of it. So, like when you're building, builds are for meta. Like if you want to stop at, I think the meta in this game is like 120. Strength and dex still okay. Yeah. So in Bloodborne, I don't typically level endurance at all. Or if I do, I'll get it to 14, max of 15. At least until I've leveled everything else I want to, because you regen your stamina so quickly in this game, and then you don't expend enough before you're going to get hit, especially with bosses. Like, you know, it's really important to have a good, you know, mind as far as managing how much stamina you have, and you really don't need more than 14 or 15 to play the game, like even through the entire game. But yeah, what I was saying about builds though is like, you know, they're helpful if you want to absolutely maximize what you're doing, you know, because it makes the early game, you know, a little bit easier. And then obviously if you want to do a meta, you want to get the most out of that 120 levels. But if you're just new to the game and you're still exploring and, you know, dicking around and stuff like that, there's no meta. Like, you're going to eventually max out everything. So Like, it doesn't matter nearly as much as a lot of people like to think it does. Because I hear a lot of people, I hear a lot of people just debating constantly over which build works best, or, you know, all this other shit. And I'm just like, dude, play the game. It doesn't matter. Elden just has... Yeah, Elden does have really, really cool spells and weapon arts. I'll grant you that. Playing the quality in Elden actually limits you more. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's definitely true. That was my problem early on with Elden. Before I respect, I was getting my ass whooped constantly, and I knew why. Is because I didn't specialize in one thing. Hey, the doll's awake. We'll talk to you in a minute, ma'am. So quality in Bloodborne is strength and skill. So strength is just you know, your ability to use the bigger weapons, obviously, same as Elden. The skill is kind of like intelligence, but it doesn't have any impact on spell casting or anything like that. Skill basically is just the ability to use more complex weapons and dealing thrust damage, which also goes hand in hand with parrying. So if you parry a lot, or if you're using thrusting weapons, you go skill. If you don't give a shit about parrying, then strength is probably the best way to go. Hey, it's Gehrman the Freak.
Aha. You must be the new hunter.
I didn't really specialize either. The key for my build is the weapon scaling, because my goal is always to kill everything hard and fast, right?
I am Gehrman, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good.
Don't think about it, just kill the beasts.
It's just what hunters do.
Also, quality build is a term the Soulsborne community uses to label a high strength, high dex that doesn't use spells. All swing, swing, and stab, stab. Sometimes smash, smash. Never cast.
This was once a safe haven.
That is
for
very
hunters.
correct. I didn't even know what a quality build was for the longest time I played this game. I just always gravitated towards strength and skill.
We don't have as many tools as we once did.
So once Dex was decent, I had Rivers of Blood, Curtains. Now I can play around with other traits to see how they play. Yeah, Elden just... The caps, I mean, they're about the same for Bloodborne. I don't know why I keep going with... They're about the same for Bloodborne. I want to say the caps are like 40 and 60. But you can go up to 99. Once you get to either 60 or 80. I mean, like I said, it's very similar. Like, but you level up so much faster here because it's so more linear. And, you know, as you progress in areas, the enemies give you more and more shit to, you know, because the leveling gets more and more expensive. But, like... You'll get to the point where you're, you know, hitting those maxes. You're hitting those soft caps really, really quickly. Especially the way I do it, because once we kill BSB, I'm gonna head to the dungeons and be level 100 in like 30 minutes. So, but like you can basically have a build complete very, very quickly without having to go through nearly as many hours and time as it takes. Elden, like, because the max in this game, max level is like 544. In Elden, what is it, like fucking 2,000 almost? And it takes so much goddamn time, you know, if you're killing the bird and all that shit, you know, over in Blood Mountain. Like, it takes so much time just to level fucking once. Like, that same amount of time, I could basically have an entire build done, and then I could start 760. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, but still, like it seems to take so much longer because the game is so much longer. It's a 200+ hour game. You know, it's like I could have a complete build and already be experimenting and already be, you know, getting to the point where some of the other things, like if I just stopped in the middle of the game and wanted to start leveling arcane, like it wouldn't take me too long for me to get it, you know, usable. Okay, he didn't say his creepy thing yet. Oh no, yeah, he did. Okay. Shut up, Garamond. No one cares. Alrighty. So, first things first, we're gonna pop all of our cold bloods, level up our weapon to the highest we can be, and then use the rest to level up our character. Certainly a slow progression. I feel like it's stingy with souls and drops. Bears are worthless to fight. Yeah, and like I said, the progression here is much more natural because it's so much more linear that like they expect you to, you know, be at a certain level for each area. In Elden, because it's open and there's like I said, the time investment, you know, and there's so many different ways to fight that like it's really difficult to kind of build your game to the point where, you know, you're the right level for the right area. Like just going through an area, a single area in this game will be prep enough to get you to well on your way for the next area, you know? You don't have to go off somewhere and grind for like, you know, 2 or 3 hours to level up like 20 times in order to get to where you want to be.
Take a 5-second break.
Alright, alright. Okay. Need more stones. Shrug all the effing complexity. Alright, so here's the insight store, which I can't see how much. Actually, I know. Oh, that's right, I only used one. Okay. Let's go talk to the doll and level up.
Hello, I am a doll. Here in this dream to look after you. Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you to embolden your sickly spirit.
Alrighty.
Very well. Let the echoes become your strength. Let me stand close.
Waifu. Alright, so we're not touching vitality or endurance. Let's see what we can get. 8 levels. And the builds didn't need so many attributes. Yeah, God. And so many of them run into each other. It's like, damn. Mind and intelligence should be combined. That right there simplifies without inherently making it easier. Yeah, I completely agree with that one. Combine strength and endurance. Let's see. Yeah, I would pretty much, I'd keep it this way. Like, Elden didn't have to have all that extra shit. They could have just kept this exact thing. Because strength, you know, because I think it's, my personal opinion, vitality and endurance are fine separated. Everything associated with strength definitely needs to be strength. Skill could be all of the intelligence, mind, all that bullshit. Arcane can just be all the magic. Like, you didn't need blood tinge. Like, if they wanted to do a specific occult one or whatever, like, fine. But like, you don't need you don't need a whole lot. Like, they broke that system into so many pieces. Yeah, absolutely. I would simplify it. Vitality and endurance would make more sense, or have endurance built into yeah, vitality. You level up your stamina and quick. Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah. That makes sense. Because the carry limits in that game. Which, by the way, there's no carry limits in this game. You can. There's a hammer in this game that's like 4 times bigger than you. Actually, it's basically in Elden. I think it's the Godslaying hammer or whatever. All right, let's see what we got. Nothing interesting. I could do the. You know what? I'll get the gloves. Why not? What do I have for that? Yeah, I'm doing fine on that. Don't need mollies. Oh, I forgot I got the hunter gloves. Whatever. These are cool too. That's what I'm. Yeah. Playing the wrong FromSoft games. The cookies are amazing, by the way, sweetie. You did a very good job.
You're welcome.
They're nice. They have a little crisp on the outside, and they're nice and moist in the inside. By the way, is that a faux pas? Do what?
It's got half the sugar or regular cookie does.
Cool. Well, it tastes great. By the way, is that like a streaming sin to use the word moist? Because I know a lot of people have a problem with the word moist.
How many people in streams just screamed at you?
All of them. I don't know. The nerds conflate that with difficulty. Yeah, I don't know. Because I know a lot of Souls players like to keep shit as is, and they tend to bitch a lot when people suggest other things, but I'm more practical than that. Like, I'll admit when something needs to be changed. I wouldn't change a whole lot with Bloodborne, but I would entertain the idea of changing things at the very least. But yeah, Bloodborne, or no, sorry, Elden, yeah, there's a couple of things I definitely would change. First off, by the way, the biggest thing that would make that game way more enjoyable is allow people to use the fucking horse when they're co-oping. Because, like, I know it's a relic of the old Dark Souls thing that, you're supposed to summon a player to kill that boss. And that was great for the linear games like Bloodborne and Souls. And they tried to port that into the open world. But nobody wants to fucking do that. It's an open world. There's enemies everywhere. Just let people ride around on the goddamn horse and kill shit as they want to. Like, you didn't have to do this system where it's... you summon people just for a single boss. Even some of the gig dudes. By the way, there's a really cool video. What the hell was it? Viva La Dirt League. They have a they have a Souls Logic game, and they make the whole get good thing to be like way more illustrious and well-meaning than it actually is. It's kind of hilarious. It's pretty hilarious. That whole series of Souls Logic shit that Viva La Dirt League does is hilarious. I've even seen some TikToks where they port that and just like call it Elden Logic. I didn't get all the stats. I feel like I was put there to give people a false sense of freedom on choosing your playstyle. But if you lock everything you want to use requires stats you don't want to invest in, yeah, no, that definitely, yeah, and that's part of the reason why I ended up, doing a little bit of everything, is because you need at least a little bit of everything just to use shit. But just getting something to the level of using it isn't doing you any favors, because yeah, you can use the weapon, but you're still going to do shit damage with it. Alright, so I'm going to take a vote at this point, because there's 2 bosses in this area. There's the optional beast boss up on top of this bridge right over here, and then there's Gascoigne. Papa G. Who would you guys... There's 1 vote. Half a vote.
Half a vote?
Yeah, you're not the audience. Kill his internet went out. The Beast. More fun one for you. I mean, they're both pretty fun. I actually don't have like a legitimate strategy for either of them. Especially the Beast guy. The boss does massive damage, but when barely do a quarter. Yeah, no, that's, and like I said, that's I think part of the reason why they do that. I mean, I'm gonna show you both of them. I might even try to go back to back, although Papa G is more likely to kill me. But yeah, you can do so much more shit in that game. You know, FromSoft, if they want to keep that difficulty, you know, the Souls difficulty, like they have to do that because there's so many things you can do that they can't keep track of, you know, what's possible. You know, they can't gauge your attacks, you know, nearly as well, or your abilities. And I think that's why I like Bloodborne's bosses more. It's much more balanced and nuanced and interesting because there's, you know, they have some expectations of what you're capable of. Alright, so here's the first optional boss. And I'm going to go ahead and do this, even though it doesn't matter. He's weak to fire, so if you want, you can equip mollies, and I will, just cuz. Pro tip, you can basically get a free visceral on this guy by shooting him in the face. A couple times. Oh wow, my dad. By the way, if you target this guy's arms, you'll actually be able to stagger him a couple of times. I feel like the dev team was bigger with Elden Ring. I'd imagine. I mean, the Souls series has been pretty successful. I would imagine they would be able to, you know, increase their resources as they go. Not quite as polished. I don't know. I think it's pretty. I think Elden Ring is really polished. Actually, I just don't. I just think that some of the design choices they made weren't the best. I mean, most of it is really good, but there's a couple of things that I definitely would change. You know, since they made the switch into, you know, the open world. But, you know, one thing about FromSoft that I really like is that all their decisions, whether you like them or not, are on purpose. Like, their mechanics aren't shitty because they're not thought through or anything like that. Like, if you don't like the mechanics, you know, cool. That's a personal preference thing. But, like, you know, they did all this shit for a reason. Oh, hey. You got the stagger on his arm. Where the hell did my blood echoes go? There we go. Ow. That's a moment where it was better to attack. Oh God, I don't know what's going on because I can usually kill this guy faster. I might have missed a freaking bloodstone shard at some point. Oh, that's hilarious. The mechanics kill me because I'm a better athlete than the clunky ass statue on screen. And since we project ourselves onto the game avatars, I'm constantly in a state of cognitive dissonance. Yeah, I feel you. Oh, I just got my ass beat by this clown twice. What the fuck? Alright, you know what? I'm gonna stop.
Alright. Stop clowning around.
I was just about to say that, actually. Well, because I've been trying to do the light attacks with the, you know, the extended weapon to get some staggers. But, nah. God damn, that fucking swipe attack. I don't typically have a problem with that attack. I think Elden fucked me up. The combat in Elden screwed me up. We're just gonna blame Elden Ring for that one.
Really?
Well, the timing between bosses in Elden versus Bloodborne is completely different. Timing's gone, yeah. Well, I don't ever fight this guy. Like I said, I don't have a legitimate strategy for this one because he's the first boss and he's, you know, one of the easiest. I mean, not that I'd say any boss is easy. There are, well, yeah, there's a couple that are actually easy. Alright, we're not gonna die.
Bees on string. Not paying attention.
Thank you. I don't even know what happened there. Goodbye. So you'd rather have the red $3 bottle of wine over the white $3 bottle of wine? Absolutely. I like red wine.
Ugh.
I have zero parry timing left after E. I can't parry in DS1 at all. I'm so early on them. Isn't that true with playing multiple games though? Some games, same control style, switch between. Yeah. Well, it's like it became a meta. Like, Elden, you know, Elden's kind of like its own parody of the Soulsborne universe because they know that you can parry. So the bosses where they, you know, you would otherwise parry, like in Dark Souls or Bloodborne, they just don't allow you to do it. Like Melania, there's no way you can backstab her. Like, she just says no. Like, I saw that face. She literally like looked at me and then zipped away. And she was in the middle of an animation. And she just stopped the animation to look at me and say, "No, you're not gonna backstab me. Not happening." Like, and you know, I had that problem with Bloodfuck. What's his name? Moog. Because the first like hour or 45 minutes, I don't think it took me an hour. The first like 45 minutes that I was, you know, just experimenting with that guy, I was trying to get the parry timing on his, you know, big melee swipe attack, which it's a melee swipe attack. You backstab Melania? What? I was never able to. She said nah. So hey, that's awesome if you were able to do it. Shit, I couldn't. I was in perfect position a couple of times. But yeah, so like, you know, that's part of the joke with a lot of the bosses is that they disallow a lot of the shit that would help you otherwise and that helps you in these games. And then the timing is a parody of itself too, because yeah, the bosses will literally just hold the weapon charging it for like 10 fucking minutes, you know, before they actually hit the ground, or, you know, before they actually hit you with it, just to bait you into dodging off early or trying to parry early. Like, it's such shit. I'm just like, geez, it's not nearly as fun. Some of them. Some of the bosses are not nearly as fun. Check end of last stream. I think it's there. Okay, yeah, I'll check that out. Yeah, the hold attacks. Yeah, it's completely ridiculous. Yeah, we'll go back and I think we'll have enough to level up a couple of times, actually, so we'll do that before we go and fight Gascoigne. And let's see if... I don't know why I wouldn't be able to level up my weapon. Yeah, it's only a +2. Maybe I just got them naturally, like on luck. That's so weird that I missed a couple of them. First foot stomp takes in the yeah.
Welcome. What is it? Very. Let me.
Yeah, we'll go. Actually, this way. 3 to 5, 4 to 7. Yeah, this works. At least you beat me.
Oh, it took him a while to beat Melania.
Yeah, it did. And it, you know, and B's right. Like, she's not the most difficult boss. It's just that, you know, she's got a lot of shit that she can do, and if you're not 100% perfect, like, she'll fucking kill you in one hit. And a lot of the bosses are like that, but Melania's got a lot of horse shit, especially in her second phase. So, because I was able to, you know, once I started to use the Great Shield and the Barricade, you know, blocking her little whirlwind horse shit, you know, gets second nature. You just, you know, because I used the Moon Veil and I was just waiting for her to finish her attacks. By the way, what I've found for every enemy, the best strategy is just back off, let the enemy finish whatever bullshit they're doing, and then hit them with a charge attack. Because you'll screw up their poise, you'll do a decent amount of damage, and then, you know, you have a free second because it takes a while for the bosses to do anything. So for Melania, that's all I was doing. The only thing is when I saw her jump up into the air, instead of trying to run away, you know, I was just pulling out my shield and, you know, blocking all of it as opposed to dodging it, and that worked really well for me. So yeah, it was just a matter of time. But yeah, I wouldn't say she was too difficult. I think Moog was one of my favorite bosses despite all of his bullshit. Oh, and Teach. Teach was a really cool boss. I used a very similar approach with Teach that I did with Melina and pretty much everybody else. With Teach, I just had to be more aggressive because you can the two attacks that Teach does, that will fuck you up instantly no matter what. You can interrupt her with the charge attack. Go fight the second Moog. Yeah, I'll find him. I'll have to. I think because I killed all of the enemies south of Lydell except for Blood Mountain. Yeah. So I think the only bosses I have left, aside from maybe some story shit, is Volcano Mountain and the Winter North shit. Hated than loved each battle. Mastering that fight was my favorite part of the combat. Yeah, and that was probably the closest I felt like I was playing Bloodborne for combat-wise. Like, I really, really liked that fight. But yeah, that's my strategy was just do the charge attacks with the Moonveil, you know, as often as I could because it would interrupt her big one-shot attacks. And as long as I was, you know, on point with that and dodging when appropriately, you know, I was just backing off. And then when I got a chance, I'd do a charge attack, and eventually I managed to get her. So that was pretty frustrating, but that was definitely one of my favorite fights. Volcano bosses are cake at your level. Yeah. Watch what I did to the all-knowing. I did actually see that fight because you just let Teach do all the work, right? Dancer of the Boreal. Yeah, that's she actually her moveset. Like I've never played DS3. Well, I haven't gotten that far in DS3 anyway, but I have seen people fight that boss. Homie was done in about 24 seconds, right? Yeah, from what I saw, you got really, really close on Godfrey or whatever the fuck his name is. Too many enemies in that game that begin with a G. Which, by the way, I heard somebody say that there's a reason why there's so many enemies with the same letter first name. It's like George R. R. Martin, G-R-M. So there's a lot of Godfreys or Godwins or whatever the fuck it is. Melania, Melina, whatever the fuck the M's are. And then all the dudes named R and shit. Like, they say that's... it might be more than coincidence. So with this boss, tiny music box, got it free cake with Blasphemous Blade, 26 seconds, nice. So for if anybody struggles with Gascoigne, the tiny music box will give you a couple of seconds to get in some free hits. I recommend only doing that on the second phase because the second phase is extremely aggressive, and if you're not like if that freaks you out at all, then you might want a couple of seconds to get in some free hits. My typical strategy with second phase is just stand there. Just let him jump at me and then pistol him in the face when he gets close. Is that a game theory? That's actually my fucking ringtone, by the way. Don't forget we're still on the lookout for a red jeweled brooch.
Beasts all over the shop. We will be one of them, sooner or later.
Papa G. Run away! Run away!
Really?
Well, I always do this. You can use the gravestones. To block some of his pistol attacks and shit, but I never found it worth it.
What's that smell? The sweet blood. Oh, it sings to me. It's enough to make a man sick.
Fuck you. Haha. Douche. Oh, come on. Really? Hey, look at that. All that health back. By the way, don't ever do what I just did. The worst thing you can do 99 times out of 100 is back up. If you go straight back, you're almost always fucked. Jacqueline, right. Huh. Is that a dead chick on the ground? No!
Uh-oh. What'd you find?
The red jeweled brooch.
I thought you wouldn't said you wouldn't find it.
I said we were still looking for it.
Now you're in trouble.
I'm not in trouble. Gascoigne's the dumbass that killed his own wife. Nobody in Bloodborne gets a happy ending. Spoiler alert. Like, in general, that's true of most FromSoft stuff, but specifically, like, even the happy endings in Bloodborne don't end very happily. And we about to get some cool shit. Does anyone ever get a happy ending in FromSoft? I think there are some in Elden Ring, but I don't know. I have to find out what Discord channel doing the notifications nonstop. We about to head into Bloodstarved Beasts territory, or as I like to call them, skin flaps. Not immediately though. This is kind of the hub area. This is the central location that kind of connects everything else in the game, which is really cool because the way they open things up is really well done in this game. Oh, let's not forget to talk to this creepy motherfucker.
Oh, you must be a hunter. Very sorry. The incense must have masked your scent. Good, good. I've been waiting for one of your ilk. These hunts have everyone all locked up inside, waiting for it to end. It always does, always has, you know, since forever. But it won't end nicely, not this time. Even some folks hiding inside are going bad. The screams of women folk, the stench of blood, the snarls of beasts, none of them's too uncommon now. Yarnum's done for, I tell ya. But if you spot anyone with their wits about them, tell them about this here.
Hey, we can tell the old lady where to go now. Once we reload.
Spread the word. Tell them to come on over. If you wouldn't mind. I know I shouldn't be asking you, but if you happen upon someone
right.
Tell them about this here Erden Chapel. If they seem worth being told, that is.
I actually just noticed that he did that too. Because, like, I know he says the line, but I never took that time to read it until just now. But, like, Soul, the cool thing about Souls, man, every time you play this shit, no matter how many times you play it, you find something new and interesting. Okay. Since we're going to the Hunter's Dream, I'm going to take a short break, walk the dogs and stuff. So we'll be back here in a few minutes. Stick around. And I'm going to press the PS button so you'll see the PlayStation do its weird little bullshit, but I'll be here. Yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Alrighty, and we are back.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire?
I desire
Very well.
levels.
Let me...
Yes. Oh, well, yeah, okay. 26 or 8. No, they're both the same. We'll keep going with the strength. And let's see if... actually, you know what? There's something I want to buy in the Insight store. Alright, so the Kirk hammer is what we... what we just got. No, this thing's cool. This is that big ass hammer I was talking about. Gascoigne's clothes. Seven more insight. We're not going to spend it all right now. Actually, we will get the resonance and the sinister bell. Second favorite pair of pants in the game. We call this fashion porn. So there is this thing, this key 10,000. It's a lot. You can get that or close to it just by killing Gascoigne. But if you spend the 10,000 on this, you can get into the next several areas really quickly. But I like going through BSB first because that gets you access to the dungeons. Which, by the way, all of the caves in Elden, it's all Bloodborne dungeons. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and leave that chat group. Alright, just me for the rest of the night. So, but yeah, all the caves that you see in Elden are like, you know, they're straight up the dungeons from Bloodborne. And I really like that they did that because they made it their own individual, unique, interesting thing. One of my problems with Bloodborne is the, you have to use these altars in order to get into the dungeons. And they're like semi-random, and it's this whole intricate, weird, complex system that it's really not necessary. And then they make it seem like you need to spend materials in order to get into the dungeons, and you find those materials in the dungeons, and they make it like it's a big deal, like, oh my god, you found the thing that you need to move to the next area. Like, who gives a shit? But the dungeons are really useful. They can be kind of boring and tedious, kind of depending. They have their own little story arc kind of deal, and there's a whole bunch of lore and shit in the dungeons. But for the most part, it's just kind of tedious and shitty. I'm not a huge fan of them, but it is very necessary because you get the best shit in the game in the dungeons. All right, we're actually. You know what? We're gonna go to the sick room because we'll do a little bit of backtracking, just because it progresses some storylines and there's some interesting shit. But it's not gonna take that long.
Oh, well, hello. Splendid. Let me ask you a small kindness. You're soon off to hunt, I presume? Then, if you find any survivors, tell them to seek Yusefka's clinic.
What?
Upon my Hippocratic oath, if they are yet human, I will look after them.
It's almost like her
Perhaps even cure
demeanor completely changed.
This sickness, these beasts, they are not to be feared. This time the night is long. I may be trapped here, but I should do something to help. I'll even offer a reward for your cooperation. Tempted? Well, off you go then. If you find anyone who's still human, send them straight to Yusefka's clinic. You can assure them there's no place safer. Please, do me this service.
No place safer if you want them to die. Or be horribly experimented on. Actually, you know what? We might kill this dude just to see if we have a chance at that little rune thing. What we got? Oh, there it is. Tempering Bloodstone Gem. Nice. Physical attack goes up by 2.1%. That, I'm pretty sure, is going to be better than some of the shit that it tries to give us early on. I'm trying to think of any place I missed. I don't think so. I think we got everything here. I'm still just kind of baffled that I didn't get the an extra level on the weapon. Actually, what did he drop? Molotov, nice. Oh, I forgot the dude, damn it. Mm-hmm.
You're obligated to help me, you hear?
She seems pleasant.
So what, Nibley? Are you going to tell me you're not?
Yeah, we're gonna send you to Odin Chapel, though.
An outsider working. Well, don't just stand there. Don't you have work to do? Go sit.
Oh, I thought she was done yelling at me, but I guess not. Sweet. Great way to get bullets early, by the way, if you need it. Oh, yeah, he's over here.
Oh, you must be a hunter. And not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yarnum has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. This town is cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good. You needn't concern yourself with me. I'm afraid I'm of little help now. But before I take this...
Hey, flame
I
sprayer.
make no use of it, but perhaps you... What afflicted me was incurable, but this town gave me hope. Their strange blood bought me time. I was most fortunate, unharmed by the plague of beasts. I can even die human.
Thanks, Gilbert. Yeah, we're just gonna fast travel. Fast travel. All right. To the cathedral ward. Oh, PS4 loading times. I hear it's really, really quick and, huh. That's weird. I hear it's really quick on the PS5, and I'm wondering why that chick didn't show up yet. And this is parry practice 101. All you gotta do is shoot them anytime during their attack animation, and you get the parry. That's literally why they're there. Well, that was ominous. Actually, if you time this properly, the dog will fucking run into the fire. I did not time it properly. Welcome back, Mr. Klim. Did the old lady go to the other spot with McCreeps? No. I'm pretty sure I told her to go to Odin Chapel. I somewhat was able to hear it. Nah, yeah, I don't know why she wasn't there, but I mean, maybe another load. Whoop-de-doo. And that's how you handle dogs. Juke. Thanks for the bullets, stupid. And here we have one of our favorite insane NPCs. He seems like the most cool-headed dude here, but he's actually secretly insane.
I knew it. That's precisely how I started out. Oh, beg pardon. You may call me Alfred, protege of Master Ligarius, hunter of vile bloods. So,
the Vile Bloods. Basically the Bloodborne equivalent of Volcano Manor.
Why not cooperate and discuss the things we've learned? Oh, very good.
I love NPCs that give you shit.
Take this to celebrate our acquaintance. Beast hunting is a sacred practice. May the good blood guide your way.
May the good blood guide your way. And there's the good old notes in front of the shit you have to interact with. Thankfully there's no enemies here. Ooh, another Madman's Knowledge. I know where everything is in this game, item-wise. Like, pretty much everything. But I don't remember all of what they all are. I do remember what's useful and what's not, though. Look at that shit. Look at the difference between that shit. So, this is the drop that I got from the very first fat dude that we see in the game. Plus 2.1 physical attack. And this is the first free one that it gives you is 0.7. Come on. Oh, there's an item over there. Make sure to explore. I could just do... Wait. This. There we go. See a little bit better. This town is long abandoned. Hunters not wanted here. I don't give a shit. Yeah. We got it. Before he was able to jump to the next roof. Otherwise I'd have to do this fucking thing again. And we're about to get a beast repelling torch. Nice. And this is going to be the shortcut to the final boss. Yeah, I called it the Beast Repellent Torch. It's just the Hunter's. It's just like an upgraded version of the torch. I think in this area, if you have the torch out, it'll kind of repel the monsters a little bit, but they'll still attack you. It just sometimes might give you a second to get a hit on them. Cold blood. Nice.
You there? Hunter! Didn't you see the warning? Turn back at once. Old Yarnum, burned and abandoned by men, is now home only to beasts. They are of no harm to those alone. Turn back, or the hunter will face the hunt.
Well, you know what happens when you hesitate. Yeah, that's this guy on top of the clock tower. Actually, before I head any further, I forgot that there's a couple of things in the cathedral ward that I want to get, because I might be able to upgrade my weapon again before I come through here. Yeah, we'll just... Sometimes it's worth, you know, going back to the Hunter's Dream, and sometimes it's not. Like, because like I said, everything is connected to the cathedral ward, so like, if you're in an area that's connected, generally it's quicker to just, you know, run through it. But at the same time, it's like, I might just want to be lazy. The load screens, like I said, on the PS4 are much longer than the 5. And it's not always worth, you know, loading everything up again. Alucard, what are you doing?
Begging for cookie.
Of course he is. Yeah, I'm on the PS4. But I've heard from people who have the 5 that the loading screens on Bloodborne are really, really quick on the 5. And they're notoriously long on the PS4. They were like, I didn't play Bloodborne when it first came out, but apparently they were even worse. And they didn't have all this, you know, item descriptions and stuff like that to keep you semi-busy while you wait. They had to patch that in later. Oh wait, is she... She's still not here? Man, I might need to go back and talk to that chick again. Alright, so she's not there. Easy peasy. Oh, by the way, if you're a fan of Elden, you'll get a kick out of this, or Dark Souls in general. There are shields in Bloodborne. They're just useless. It's a fucking door. Look at that shit. Alright. No, I forgot about these guys again. Sup, stupid? Wow. He drop anything this time? Yes, he did. Bullets. Yes. Actually did pretty good damage, because those guys are pretty hard to kill when you're just swinging at them. See that? I gained some health back even though I wasn't actually hitting anything. Alright, so we'll go up here real quick just so you can see what's up here. This is one of the big gates. So that emblem that I could buy would open this gate and allow me to progress. And I'd be able to skip Old Yarnum completely. But we're not going to do that. Fucking birds. And you know what? I forgot to update my menu. Oh shit. How do I typically... Alright, so I always put the Bold Hunter's marks first because I want to get to them as quickly as possible. Notebook I always put over here. And then the center is the bells. I just never remember the freaking... Let's do it this way. One of each. And I don't think there's anything else. Oh, that's right. The monocle. So if you thought switching to your little binocular thingy in Elden Ring was bad, you have to do all this. Alright, so I'm actually going to cook the molly because I think if we're lucky we'll be able to get this thing quickly. Which is one of the reasons we're over here. There it is. Got it. So fun fact, the first boss that we fought, another timbering stone. The bridge is right through this door. Like if we put some coins down, we could actually run all the way around and find those coins gleaming through here. And it's been theorized. A game theorization. That this was supposed to be a path forward, that they just like scrapped, but they kept it in there as either like an Easter egg or, you know, maybe because they had already, you know, designed this area or whatever the case was, but they just, for whatever reason, decided not to actually have that door open ever. Let's see if we can get away with killing this dude. Nice. Ooh, and he dropped another bloodstone shard too. Nice. Oh, and there's another one. We are well on our way. And another one. Yeah, this thing. I think we got more than we actually need to max out our weapon, at least on the first level. The progression of weapons, which I really like, that you actually level your weapons up. But the progression of the weapons, it goes from like a single shard to a twin shard to a chunk, and then eventually an entire rock. And then I think it's 3. It's 3 levels, which actually makes sense. So no, I was never actually able to level up the weapon more than 2 from the start. But you get to 3 very quickly. There it is. Boom. And now, yeah, I see it in the top right corner, Twin Bloodstone Shard. And we could level up the pistol, but it's not really going to do anything, so I'm just going to save that stuff for later. Unfortunately, there is a repair mechanic, but it's almost completely negligible. Like, it doesn't happen very often unless you get to the point in the game where you start having curses for huge effects. But even then, it's just a small nuisance that you'll occasionally have to deal with, but it's not that big of a thing. And it actually warns you before the weapon breaks, because it doesn't actually, like, you don't have to buy it again. It doesn't straight up break on you, but it will go from dealing a lot of damage to dealing almost no damage. But like I said, it'll tell you that the weapon's compromised before it actually breaks. And I've only had a weapon break once, and that was actually relatively recently out of all the time I've spent in this game. Let's see if we killed enough to level up again. Actually, you know what? We got some bloodstone, or mountain blood dews. Where did she go? She's got to be up here.
Well, what is it? Very well, let me...
Oh, I can level up twice. 9, 40, and 10. Nice. Actually, let's see if we have anything to sell, because I might try that Kirk hammer out. We can get rid of this one. For 20, okay, yeah. Actually, alright, so that's different. Alright, we can get rid of these. Because those are duplicates. Not gonna get rid of that. Not gonna get rid of that. Definitely not getting rid of those. Oh, actually, you know what? I have enough. Cool. Just so you can see this really cool, interesting weapon. Because why not? And it's not like I'm doing anything with the saw cleaver anyway. So check this shit out. Nice quick little sword here. Actually, we'll do this right. It's a big bitch. Alright, now let's get back into it. And yeah, I think I'm gonna talk to the... right? Let's go talk to that lady again real quick, because there's no reason she shouldn't have been there. And I'm hoping I didn't accidentally send her to Yosefka's clinic, because that would not have been cool. Not that it would have been a bad thing either way. Like, all she does is bitch at you for the first half of the game, and then when shit really hits the fan, she starts turning insane and giving you out sedatives. Right? You know what? I really like the design of Ludwig's Holy Blade / the Moonlight Gravesword. Because they're actually separate things. So the Holy Moonlight Sword is its own iconic weapon that was wielded by this one particular character. Cool. And so what the hunters did is they modeled a non-arcane version of that, like a non-legendary version that just acts as a heavy weapon. It's basically the same as this, only instead of a hammer, it's a giant fucking greatsword. Really? Oh wow, okay. I guess because I walked away, she didn't finish her thing. Okay. Maybe that will now actually do it. Shit. And I might as well get the free bullets while I'm here. Thank you. That guy's still coughing away. Alright, I'm not actually going to make that entire run, but we're going to come back to Cathedral Ward a bunch of times throughout the game, so we'll see her again. Let's go to Old Yarnum and continue what we were doing. Alrighty. Oh yeah. Leveled up weapon definitely helps. Oh, he dropped something. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Got plenty of those now.
You are a skilled hunter. Useless. I forgot the best hunters are.
Alright. Now this shit hits the fan.
Which is why I must stop you.
It's a trap! Yes, that's a minigun in Bloodborne. I told you there were fucking miniguns in this game. Whoa! Oh, damn. I didn't even know I wasn't even at full health. I got killed by fucking birds? F in chat. Actually, when I was on Twitch, I had fucking a death counter. Yeah, what sucks now is he's not going to go through all of his little courtesy bullshit. He's just going to start shooting at me from the jump. Eventually. There it is. Really? Everybody's gonna come down here now? Alright, now this area you don't want to go too far up because there's an ambush right there. So you just have to sneak around here and kill these guys. And if you leveled your gun up at all, there is an upgrade right here. The blood tinged gemstones. Alright. So, we're gonna go fight Doucheface with the minigun up there. There's also another NPC. He doesn't come this far. Really? Oh my god. Well, at least I didn't die. What a douche. Oh, but he didn't take any damage. Yeah, there is an NPC over here that we can kill as well. He's not quite an invader, but he's just a hunter that's aggressive. Yeah, actual minigun. Sorry, I read that twice and forgot that I wrote it the first time. Yeah, so anyway, we're gonna go kill this guy. There is another thing that we could do. We could leave him, come back to him later, and we'll get some extra cool shit, but I'm not trying to get every single thing in the game because that would take way too long. So we're just gonna go over here and kill his ass. Or attempt to, anyway. We're gonna try to fucking... Yep. And that's how that goes. We'll have to reload and come back and pick his shit up. That's the only downside to cheesing that guy. But he's got a cool weapon that we could use right now. Yes, this game is fast. And they want you to play it fast too. Those bone marrow ashes can actually be really useful because it basically loads your next shot with like a super bullet. It only works on the next actual bullet though. We'll just go ahead and reload. Damn, we spent all of our fucking bullets. Let's do this real quick. Yeah, it seems to be that because there's two types of enemies in the game. There's the human-sized enemies and the beasts. The beasts deal a lot more damage and are fast, but they're nowhere near as fast as the human-sized enemies. So the way it seems to be is that typically people will have a problem with one of those two. Like it'll be pretty obviously like they will not have a problem with beasts, but they'll have a problem with hunters, or vice versa. It's not usually like both. Like some of the there's some of the hardest bosses in the game of both types, and I've heard people say that like, you know, one of the hardest bosses that is human size is easy because they just happen to be really good at, you know, the human sized guys, but they struggle with some of the easier, you know, beast-sized monsters. So it's a really interesting dichotomy. For me, I have a harder time with the hunters, which is funny because the hunters, you know, hunter-sized dudes can actually be parried. Like that's not something you can typically do with beasts. The trade-off is that with beasts you can stagger like pieces of them, and I seem to be able to do that a lot easier. That motherfucker's gonna follow me again. You gonna follow me up all the way up here, you douche? Didn't think so. Yeah, it probably is people's playstyle. Powder Keg Hunter's badge. That actually opens up a bunch of really unique, interesting weapons. Oh wow. Okay, I've never seen that before. There's a bunch of shit on these rafters, but I don't typically get all of it. Because you would have to go up, like, again, and I don't find it worth the time. Like, that thing right there I'm skipping because it's probably something I don't need. We're gonna try to get these two. That second one's a little bit trickier. And then there's another item right there. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. I might end up getting everything. Woo! Parkour! Parkour! Alright, now that is something I really actually wanted. Because you haven't seen these guys. I haven't showed you these guys yet. And we'll come back for maybe for the rest of the shit that's in there. Now this ladder they won't climb. And this is why I never go up there again. You have to go that way eventually, so we're going to find a secret-ish area. There's some cool stuff over here though. Ooh, another tempering stone. That's another 0.7. Huh. Yeah, those big, I think they're called executioners. Those guys are pretty legit. They drop some really cool shit. Plus they drop a lot of blood echoes. Anytime you're playing a Souls game, you have to stop and think of what the currency is because they change it every fucking time. Oh, see, this isn't bad. There's another 2.1 and it increases your charge attack. So those are probably the two that I'll use. When I get that item anyway. Another powder keg weapon. Which we can actually show off. No, we can't. Because we do not have enough put aside into blood. Ooh yeah. Upgrade. I'm not getting rid of these pants, by the way. These are my favorite pants. Second favorite pants in the game. The next ones we'll get after BSB. No, sorry. We get those in the DLC. Late in the DLC, actually. But, so I'll probably have these pants on for most of the rest of the game. The gloves are really cool. There's a bunch of gloves that I actually like that we might swap between. Alright. Yeah, we're just gonna go through here. piss the werewolf off? Sometimes it'll piss him off just by doing that. Sounds like he's pissed off. Oh, there he is. And this door eventually opens. That leads into a really interesting area too. Or, well, comes out of an interesting area. Almost to the end of the area. And you guys are about to get a huge tip. Not this thing, which is pretty obvious. But this thing right here. Beast blood pellets are the key. The exact key to beating every fucking boss in the game really quickly. The only problem is that you only have a handful of them, so you want to be confident when you use them. And only use them on bosses you really, really need them on. But they are an insane lifesaver. And this guy's just gonna scream his head off, but not really go anywhere, so we'll leave him alone. Ooh, 10 bullets. I actually really needed that. Oh, fuck. Dude, my controller is wigging out today. Aw, we missed a little monster thing. Fuck. Hey, Flames, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. We're doing a brand new run through fucking Bloodborne. Trying to show some of the dudes that have been finishing up Elden and wanting to play like other Souls, like FromSoft games. So we're kind of showing them how it's done. And man, I need to get a new fucking controller. And we're about to fight. Well, we're not gonna fight him right this second, but we're here. This is the boss. And if you've seen, you know, any of my previous streams, you've seen this area a bunch of times. The whale in Elden Ring? Wait, what whale? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, this is one of the showstoppers for a lot of people, is they'll get to this point and be like, fuck this game, I'm out. So this is where we spend a lot of time helping people. But do what?
Skin flaps?
Skin flaps. So we're gonna fight them live on ours here in just a second. I am gonna go backwards a little bit so I can open up the boss door and get a couple of things and use some of the shit that we got to level up before we head in there. Oh, the way I know what you're talking about now. Oh, okay. So I should probably explain why that item I got is such a powerful thing. So I'll read the item description for you guys. Beast blood pellet. Large medicinal pellets supposedly formed of coagulated beast blood, banned by the healing church due to their unclear origin. Grants a spurt of beasthood, ripping apart the flesh of one's enemy and being rained upon their splattering blood invigorates one's sense of beasthood, feeding strength and euphoric feeling alike. So the reason why that's important is because what this thing actually does is it lowers your defense but massively boosts your offense. So the more quickly and the harder you hit, the more of a boost you get. So it's what's it called? Fuck. When something doubles every time. There's a word for that, and I can't think of it. Help me out, guys. Makes you a berserker, yeah. But basically, the gist is that you get an insane, just a ridiculous, insane power boost. And this thing right here will allow you to kill bosses within 10 seconds. No, not duplicates. It's like a graphing, like a math thing. What the fuck? Ryan was here. He'd know exactly what I was talking about. Fuck. It's a specific type of curve that doubles every time. It's not linear. It's the... God damn it. That's gonna piss me off. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna look this shit up because it's pissing me off. Exponential. There it is. Your power boost is exponential. So as long as you're hitting an enemy and dealing lots of damage, you're going to be dealing exponential amounts of damage. But yes, to be simple, it's a buff. But yeah. Anyway, it's pretty stupid. And like I said, you only get a few of them early on. You do eventually get to the point where you can buy them, which makes life a whole lot easier, especially for the end game. Hashtag FTG. What is that anyway? I saw FTG. I have a pretty good idea of what that is, but what's FTN? For the nerds. Okay. If FTN is for the nerds, what's FTG? Because I might
Geeks.
What?
For the geeks.
For the geeks? Oh, okay.
I'm probably wrong.
I thought it was fuck this game. For the nerds and fuck this game. Hey, yeah, see, I got it. It was fuck this game. Alrighty. So can't fortify any of that shit. I probably should repair that. Oh yeah, here we go. Boom and boom. Yeah, the HP so this is actually a really cool thing. You can actually make your weapon heal you just for holding it. It's very slow and it's over time. It is kind of nice early on, but I'd rather have the extra damage. Alright, I don't think we... Oh, yeah, that's right. We got a thing! We're going to show you one of the coolest things in the game. That nobody ever finds. It took me a while to find this shit. Alright, this is a pool of your messengers, and you can give them gifts. And they will wear said gifts. Just wanted to stop by and say, what up? Gotta go to bed... work in the morning. Alright, man. Hey, thanks for stopping by, dude. Yeah, get some sleep, dude. I'm not gonna be on for too terribly much longer anyway. I'm gonna beat skin flaps before we get off though. level.
Welcome home. What is it? Very well, let me...
Oh wow, we got a lot of shit. Actually, we got even more than that. 7, 9... Alrighty. Yep, see you, Flames.
Welcome. What? Very well, let me...
Ooh, well, at least one more. So that's how I choose how to level up, because, I mean, the cool thing about the weapon that I'm using right now is that, you know, it scales with both strength and skill, and I just pick whichever one is going to deal, like, give me the most immediate boost. It probably doesn't matter that much, but it's a thing.
Farewell.
There's actually several different ways that you can fight skin flaps. I'll show you probably the method that's the easiest to pull off for most people. Actually, fuck it. I'll just toy with them for a couple of minutes first, so you can see how I do it, and then we'll do the other thing. Oh, hey, and we can get the little creepy crawly wandering madness. So he actually doesn't activate until you get pretty close. So what you're gonna want to do, well, the first fucking thing you want to do is put antidotes on, because he will poison your ass. Pungent blood cocktails. Matured blood cocktail, throw to distract enemies. And all you do is throw that into a corner and go ham on his ass. Typically this right corner is the most safest. I see most people do that one. You can throw it in the center, but it's not going to affect him for very long. If you actually throw it in a corner, he'll attack the corner for a couple of minutes. And then if you want to make the fight even easier, you can put a beast blood pellet on, but like I said, I would use those very sparingly. He's also weak to fire, so there's that. You could put some fire paper on, which we might save for the second phase. But let me just show you how I handle him real quick. Just walk around him. I mean, sometimes you might have to dodge. But you can pretty much just get behind him. And if you see that attack, that right there, you can a lot of times get a like a backstab in. He gets much more aggressive now. So we'll go ahead and do this. This is how you would do it the easy way. That'll save you the most trouble. Or you could do a mix like I just did, because that works pretty well. You know, go toe to toe with him for a couple of minutes just to kind of get him down a little bit before you start throwing, you know, wasting some of your stuff. But hey, we got the Thermarian Chalice. So now we can go into the dungeons. And we actually just opened up a bunch of stuff. Because now we can open up all of the rest of Cathedral Ward. Which I probably won't open all the gates, but there's one area that I'm going to go to. Actually, I don't know. We'll see. Because they kind of all run into each other. And then there's another area that we could go to. Actually, you know what? I might... no, we'll wait. Let me think of the progression of bosses real quick. Because there's quest lines that we will be able to start doing soon as well. Let's definitely get some more of these. Oh, the stake driver, that's the weapon that we got when we shot what's-his-face, the minigun jerk off of his tower. There's a repeating pistol, which I never use. It uses 2 blood bullets at a time. It's supposed to deal twice as much damage, but the purpose of the guns in this game aren't for dealing damage. I mean, you can make them that way, and there are people that have done just gun runs, but it just it's much better to use them to parry than, for me anyway, and that just seems like a waste of bullets. Alright, so that's that one. We're gonna go ahead and set this up real quick. It looks confusing, just leave it as is. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh hey, and we're going back to the Cathedral War, so we'll get to see what's-her-face that we saved. What if they add that to ER in an expansion? What if they add what? You mean the dungeons? Gun parry. No, they're not going to do that. No, they... Alucard. Are you sneaking into the cam? Well, come here, dummy. Here we go. Yeah, no. They chose their parry system. They basically ported it from Dark Souls. They're not gonna change. I personally like the pistol parry system because you don't have that extra wait time of bullshit. Like you shoot when you want to shoot. The only thing in time you might have to consider is like, how quickly it takes for the bullet to hit them, but that's like, if you're trying to parry, you're going to be really close. Now, what's cool in this game is that you can, like, if you can time it right, you can get the parry from any distance, or you can get the stagger, like the ability to parry from any distance. So if you shoot at a dude that's across the room from you, at least, within the range of the bullet, because the bullet doesn't go very far anyway. But if you can actually manage to shoot somebody and it happened to time, like, you'll actually stagger the enemy. You'll be too far away to get the parry, but, that's the thing. And in Elden Ring, there is an obviously clear distance. Like, there's a proximity where, the parry just won't work. Because I've heard it. It makes the sound that you're, like, the initial, like, a ding kind of sound. Like, you would have got the parry if you were closer, or if you were in the right range, but you're not. And that's really lame. All right, let's talk to Grumpy Bitch real quick.
No, I haven't forgotten. What do you think
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, that's a fine lark, I'd say.
I mean, I know you can stagger enemies, but I didn't know you can, like, parry it.
Stupidity outsiders. Our blood's rude, tainted by your ilk. Don't you come near me. I know your type.
Well, that was pleasant. No. Yeah, I mean, there's not really a good word. I was talking about staggering them. Yeah, I mean, because I know it. All right, so we'll add the word interrupt, because when I think of stagger, I think like you open them up to be parried, and then interrupt is just like fucking with whatever they were doing. Like it's basically staggering them, just not. You couldn't get the parry. So, like, would you be able to parry them after hitting them with the arrow? Like, that's more what I'm asking. And I know I'm fucking up the phrasing, but always check your elevator, by the way, folks. We can't attach that yet, but hey, it's a thing. Hey, we got another hat for our little friends. Friends. Not a thing yet. Say hello to my little friend. Communion. We can take all this shit off now. Let's go up first. No, man. I told you, man. They don't play around in this game. Oh, another blood tinge gem. Yeah, wait till you see the other wheelchair grandpa coming up later. Because at least this guy's only have a fucking... At least they only have a minigun. Come on, douche. I don't see that screen very often. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That was like an actual cannon. Yeah, dude, the shields in this game are worth... Like, it's a joke. It's actually like an inside joke. Because everybody likes to hide behind the shields in, like, Dark Souls and stuff like that. So when they made Bloodborne, you know, and they wanted to go in a more aggressive route, they put a shield in just to fuck with them. Like, just like, haha, this is a thing that's useless now. Is there something back here? I don't even remember. I know there's... I think there's one higher up. Oh, here it is. The cold blood. I'm kind of savoring all the, like, getting all the blood stuff. Because I usually don't have to spend that much on stuff. And, you know, it's getting to the point where we're not going to need to worry about, like, being able to buy stuff, but... Alright, that's what I'm looking for. Alright, and then this is an area that's only accessible way later in the game. So we're going to go back down. And I think we actually are just going to go ahead and unlock the Cathedral Ward. Since we have to go that way anyway. This way? Oh, no. Oh, hey. You fell over here. So, if you ever get to this point and you're confused and you don't know how to get down, I am about to show you the best and only way. I mean, it's not the only way. There's shit down there that you're gonna miss, but it's not gonna be anything you care about. All you gotta do is stand here and roll off, head towards the ropes. Oh, fuck. And I fucked up. That's the first time I've ever actually fucked that up. My controller, like, seriously, is actually... I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but, like, I'll be trying to run and it just won't. Or, like, he'll do this weird little stagger step or some shit. So, I don't know what's been going on with my controller, but... At least we don't have to go back up that tower. Right. Hey guys, do this because you won't ever die. Oh, hey, look, I died. That's the only reason I'm disclaiming that as my controller. Because I don't typically give, I don't give a shit if I die in this game, but like that one was completely not me. And I want people to know that that's not gonna happen if you have a proper fucking controller. Alright. Go right here. Face this direction. Roll forward. There you go. Just like that. Straight down. There we go. And now you're about to see the part that that I was talking about. So when B mentioned that he might have fucked up and like killed all of his friends, you know, because he saw that area that's like just like his little hub, the round table conference. This is Bloodborne's version of that. But it's pretty obvious that this isn't actually your hunter's dream. Even though it looks the same. But the hunter's dream, like the actual hunter's dream, is surrounded by mist and columns and shit. And this is a legitimate place. With not the things you would expect. And now we can look like waifu. A feisty waifu. That's not creepy. Alright, now as you do, roll again. This is the only guy like this in the entire main game. He's very common in the dungeons, but like, and he's not even immediately targetable, but he does become hostile when you get close. I just don't ever actually fight this guy because I do this. That is not a guy we want to fuck with. At least not right now. And we're actually going to do something I don't typically do because it's typically useless, but it might be fun. That's not a guy you want to fuck with either. Peace, bitches. Alrighty. Now, we are behind the gates. And we can open up Cathedral Ward without having to use the key. And there's 3 gates that you need to open if you want to carry on Eileen's quest line. I can't remember what's over here, but I think there is something on this roof. There it is. Oh, the Black Messenger hat. Okay, cool. Later, stupid. Alright, so once you get to this point, this is the final gate. And when you open it, you'll be able to reload and continue Eileen's quest line. Those poison knives, and it's nice that we were given that because we're about to use them. Now there's actually 2 NPCs here. I'm wondering if I can send them to the Odin Chapel.
Oh my, what a queer scent.
Now, or if I have to wait.
I'll take it over the stench of blood and beasts any day. What is it then? I'm off during hunts, and besides, this is no place for ladies. Wouldn't want to drag you down too. Oh, thank goodness. You're a hunter, aren't you, dear? Might you know of a safe place?
There we go.
The night is long and there's very little of the incense left. Please, there must be some nice place to run off to. Oh, thank you, dear. Perhaps I'll see you there.
Okay. Now, this is the skeptical guy, and you have to tell him to go the opposite direction of where you want him to go.
Well, an outsider who's come to join the hunt? What a pathetic idea. You what? What, you think I'm a beast? Well, maybe I think you're a beast.
Yeah, he's got a lot of dialogue, so we're going to skip this because we have to talk to him like 8 times before he'll actually fucking listen. Alright, so we have to tell him to go to Yosefka's clinic if we want him to go to Odin Chapel. And that's what we're going to do, because we'll actually see him there. There's only one dude that I occasionally send to the wrong place, but I stopped doing that because it's more fun to just fight him. God damn it. Actually, we're not going to waste the poison knives on this guy. I use them for something else later. That doesn't look pleasant either. Alrighty, we get the last couple of things. Yeah, I'll go this way. What a dick. Fuck.
You and your fucking clouds.
So what we'll do is we'll just reawaken with this thing so we can actually see, and I probably should have done that before I started running around, but this way we'll be able to see some of the people that we just brought to the cathedral ward. Oh fuck, I forgot. That was the last one. That's okay. We're going to go back to the cathedral ward real quick just so we can start Eileen's quest line.
What? Very well then.
Not quite. Actually, maybe I got a thing. Oh, I actually got a bunch of shit. And you know what? We're going to buy some stuff too. So let's do the buying things first. Because one of these is probably going to be costly. Alright, Tomb Inspector's Gloves. That's the one I like the most. Ludwig's rifle is kind of... it's a thing. Not really worth it. Oh, don't have enough for that. Ludwig's Holy Blade, that's that big thing I was talking about. That's one, so the Radiant Hunter badge that we got at the top of the tower allows you to buy like the Tomb Prospector set and then the Ludwig's Holy Blade. Damn, didn't realize we needed that much. But that's okay. We can level up instead. So we open that. Let's see if our weapon needs anything. No. Don't think there's going to be anything new here. Oh, fire paper actually. Nice. Oh, hey, that's right. The Ashen set. Now, the Ashen set, I'm not going to buy it right now because there's no need to, but the Ashen set's actually really useful later in the game because it's got the best resistance to Frenzy. And typically the armor, and this is true for most of the at least Bloodborne, but from what I think most of the Souls series anyway, is the armor is... good night, Turbo. The armor is nice to have, and it mostly just looks cool, but it's really only useful if it's got resistances to stuff. Like, it's not gonna help block, like, it'll help, barely, but its real perks aren't the resistance to damage. The big reason why you would wear armor for anything other than just looking cool would be because the poison and the frenzy and all that kind of crap. Keep dying.
He's hard.
Okay. So let's go level up and then talk to Eileen real quick.
Welcome. What is it?
And then we'll be jumping off for the night. Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
What is this? I can't remember. Not a thing, only I feel a yearning, something I never felt before. What's happening to me? Tell me, Hunter. Could this be joy?
Clem, what's in there? What you're playing?
Diablo 3.
Diablo 3? Yep.
On the last boss of the game.
Last boss of Diablo 3. Oh, you know what? We got some interesting blood gems that I forgot about. Let's see if any of them are worth it. Nope. Torment? What's Torment? Wait, what?
What level? I'm at Torment 1.
Oh, that's... Oh, okay. Torment 1. I don't know what that means. But apparently Mizzy does.
Play Bloodborne BL4.
You're on the last boss as a level 1. Where did you get that idea?
The game progressively gets harder.
He's asking how you're dying. I'm not sure if that's a jab at you're dying in that game or if he's actually asking.
Phase 2.
Oh, hello,
I'm not quick enough as a necromancer.
You weren't lying. This is a safe place. Thank you. I am in your debt. I'd like to tender my thanks, but I can't imagine what to offer. All I can give is my blood. But would you even take a whore's blood? Oh, good. Come close, dear. Don't worry, I've done this before.
Dude, run bone lance and you kill everything. And she's still gonna be nasty. And here's the skeptical guy.
Ah, you. The swindling off-comer. Did you really think that'd work? No fooling me. Now, off with you. You heard me. Go away. I can't stand the stench of your lying breath.
That guy's funny. Clem says, I'm a whirlwind bard all day.
Tell him I'm only level 54 on Torment.
Okay. Can I kill who? Or are you talking about Mizzy?
Oh, hello there. Perfect timing. I must warn you not to go near the tomb below Erden Chapel in the Cathedral Ward. Henrik, an old hunter, has gone mad. And he's my mark.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can kill everybody. I mean, if I wanted to. I don't think I've actually killed him before. I just kind of collect them and leave them here. I think you get a trophy for getting everybody at one point, but once you get to a certain amount, this guy gives you shit, and he might even say something.
Ah, thank you. So that old man, you told him about this place, right? Well, he don't offer me much in the way of conversation, but still, I'd rather see him alive anyhow. And I sort of hope that my asking you turn out to, you know, help him out in the end. I've never been any use to anyone, you see. Just happy about it, is all.
Yeah, still not creepy. There's still, I think, there's one person I usually get eventually, which we could get now, but it's a whole nother area. And we've reached, like I said, we pretty much opened up, you know, a lot of shit, because we got dungeons that we can go to now. We got the boss that'll get me to the DLC, and then we got the DLC to go through. Even before that, we can make a run through the Hemwich Lane. We can also head to Yargul. And then we still have her quest line to do. So what I think I'll do... The fake laugh. I mean, that wasn't a fake laugh. He's just creepy. But, I mean, the game wants you to think that he's secretly a bad guy, but he's actually not. And like I said, nobody ends well in this game. But, so, to have this on record, I think what we'll do is, for the next stream, is we'll make a run through Hemwich Lane, but we're not going to fight the boss there, because that'll wreck her quest line. But having all the upgrades and stuff that you get from it will make the dungeons a little bit easier. And then the dungeons... I think she's getting close to winning. And then the dungeons will make the rest of the game easier. So I think that's the plan. Nope, she fucked up. At least to a certain extent, because once I upgrade a little bit of the dungeons, I'll be able to come back and feel relatively safe that I won't get Eileen killed on her quest line. Yes, she's PC Master Race, even though she occasionally plays on the PS4. But yeah, so doing the dungeons will be really helpful for Eileen's quest line. I'll feel much more comfortable that I won't kill her, or get her killed rather, during her thing. The only reason why I don't actually finish Hemwich Lane is because I've had it like glitch her, and like it'll wipe her story. So I have to do her story before I can do Hemwich Lane. The problem with that is Hemwich Lane at the end of it has a really useful item that makes the dungeons easier. So at some point I'll level up with the dungeons enough to, at least in level wise, I'll get my character to level 100 really, really quickly, and you guys will see how. And that'll be useful for anyone that's jumping into this game, because the enemies that I'll be farming can be really difficult, but they're simple. So, she won. They're simple enemies, but they pack a punch. So if you follow the strategy that I use, you'll be fine, and it'll get you a fuck ton of, blood echoes, and then you'll be able to level up and get high level really quickly. So that in turn will help that quest line. Then we can finish Hemwich Lane. Will get me the some of the items that will make getting the items and shit out of the dungeons much easier. Because some of those drops are really hard, or really time consuming, and there's a couple of things that make discovery in this game quite a bit, easier. So yeah, that's my plan. It sounds really convoluted and complex. It's really not. It's just that I know a lot of the shit that's coming and about to open and is open now, and I always stop for a couple of minutes when I get to this point and just think it through and just all right, what order do I want to do this? You can do it in any order. If you care about Eileen's quest line, just make sure you do hers first, or relatively first, because like I said, you can wipe it if you accidentally do a boss, and if you get her killed, her quest will end there. And the only reason that's important is especially if you're new, later on, one of the items that comes from her quest line, actually one of the most useful ones, is dropped here at this part of the quest line. But if she survives, you'll get an item that makes grinding much quicker, because you'll get blood echoes much quicker. So it's always really useful to have her shit done and have her be alive for the rest of it. And this is still early enough in the game. I mean, it looked like a lot, but if you just want to run through it and kill the bosses and stuff and don't bother exploring it, most of the crevices like I do, you can run through and get here within an hour or two. So if you happen to get her killed, it's not at the end of the world, but it would be something to consider, whether you wanted to just restart or not. And it's either way. It just depends. Like I said, the dungeons will give you a lot regardless, so it's a nice help, but it's still early enough that you could, if you wanted to, just restart. But yeah. So we're gonna end here. Thanks for everybody who came out. This was really fun. We'll get back into the forest here and there. I probably and I still like using the forest. This is kind of like my occasional game. So I think we'll make Bloodborne, at least this run, the main thing for now, with a little bit of the forest peppered in here and there. But yeah, it's nice to have a new character, and it's nice to be doing a full legit run. And load cloud. Wait, what? If you have PlayStation Plus, you can have a save in the cloud. I've never done that. Okay. I've heard of people doing stuff like that, but I never knew how to, so I never felt comfortable, because I didn't want to accidentally delete something or whatever, because there's a lot of hours into these guys. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe shoot me a message through Discord or whatever, or send me a link or something, just kind of explaining it, so I know not to kill my shit. Did it for Monster Hunter World. Cool. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here for the night. Like I said, thanks for everybody who showed up. B, Clem, Flames, Turbo, and anybody else that I might have missed. But yes, I do. My PlayStation is kind of full at the moment because I have an external hard drive, and then my headset requires the USB, and which I guess I could take out momentarily if I needed to, but yeah. Anyway, we'll figure it out, and like I said, if you want to send me a link, you can. because that'd be useful information at the very least, whether I use it or not. But yeah, have a great night, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.